Greetings, free thinkers, and welcome to the Hodcast. Okay, do you need any more proof that the European Union is full of Marxists who want to control every aspect of your life? Well, if you were wavering, if you still needed more proof, more evidence to back that substantial theory up, rest assured that I have that for you, because we are going to look at one of the most absurd rulings that the European Union is considering taking, in which they are going to ban tattoos, bodily tattoos, that are blue and green. Not only that, they are considering, in some sort of woke, eco-friendly or alleged eco-friendly orgasm of stupidity, they are considering banning the sale of phone chargers with new phones. So when you get a new phone, it won't have a charger with it. See, this is the result of people who have never had a job, a real job, but never had to work in the real world. These people they really do not understand the real world at all. And these are people who are bringing out more and more ridiculous regulations and ridiculous rules and laws that me and you have to abide by, not them, to justify their own position. So we'll get straight into the article, but first, if you haven't, by all means, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this video. That helps me stay competitive with the big mainstream media multinational corporations which YouTube has chosen to prioritise. Okay, let's get into the video. Okay, so the article, it starts with Brussels wants to ban green and blue tattoos in a new law that has been discussed on the same day it was revealed that the bloc is also gunning to scrap chargers being sold with new mobile phones. German online publication OE24 reports that the EU is seeking to ban tattoos that have green and blue in them because the colours are no longer permitted as hair dye according to the cosmetics ordinances. Now, this is the thing. You have to ask yourself why all of a sudden the EU have suddenly turned to tattoos, and why are they so interested in why do they care so much about you having blue or green on your body, especially when the EU is suffering from a lot of actual problems that affect real people, such as their non-existent southern border, which is allowing people to pour into Europe in numbers that are just they're unsustainable. You can take which side of the debate you want. You can go left, you can go right, you can go up, you can go down. It doesn't make a blind bit of difference. A fact is a fact. At the end of the day, the numbers of people that are streaming into Europe are unsustainable. Western civilization is going to disappear entirely, and everyone knows it except the people in that Strasbourg and Brussels bunkers who, if nothing changes, in less than 100 years from now, will eventually be pried out by force. It might end up being from their ivory towers deep within the bunkers of Brussels and Strasbourg. Now, getting back to this issue here, you would think that with the problems with the southern border, with the Brexit situation, you would think they would have more pressing concerns. Now, the reason why they are all of a sudden interested in this is an example of lobbying, okay? The people who work in Brussels and Strasbourg are greedy, they are corrupt, they are Marxists, they are champagne socialists, they are control freaks, and they don't really give a damn if you get green or blue on your skin. They are being lobbied by someone for some reason, and that is why they have turned their attention to this. And not only that, it says it is the cosmetics ordinance, and that blue and green is no longer permitted as hair dye. But correct me if I'm wrong, isn't tattoo ink and hair dye two different things? Or am I missing something? So just a little bit further down here, we have how the European Chemicals Agency is seeking an immediate ban on the basis that the tattoo colours are also considered cosmetics. The ECHA said it is still disputed as to whether or not black contours should be allowed. The European Chemical Agency is seeking the ban immediately on the basis that tattoo colours are also considered cosmetics. The European Chemicals Agency said it is still disputed as to whether or not black contours should be allowed. The European Commission said in a statement that more than 100 colorants and 100 additives are in use. Most tattoo inks on the EU market are imported from the US, while PMU inks are generally manufactured in Europe. The pigments used are not specifically produced for tattoo/PMU applications and are generally show low purity. Now, this is the point I'm making about lobbying. Some of these inks come from the EU and some come from America. Now, based on that and based on what I said about lobbying, do you see now what I mean about the people who work in the European Union get kickbacks? They get kickbacks from different industries to promote different things and ban different things. This is why you end up with such ludicrous situations as the European Union not caring about the fact that their southern border is in disarray and even their eastern border is in disarray. They don't care about how Islamic jihadis are. We had more Islamic jihadis coming back than we went over there. What does that tell you? They don't seem to care about the fact that in Brussels, the beating heart of Europe, there is now such a thing called the Islamic Party, which they will openly tell you. They are openly advocating and running on a platform of they are going to implement Sharia law and start a caliphate in the West, the first Western caliphate since the Middle Ages. They don't care about any of that. They've even took the back burner on Brexit. All they seem to care about is you having blue or green ink on your body. And that will tell you there that something suspicious is going on in the background. And what that is, I don't know, I can't tell you which one, but one of these makers of inks from whichever part of the world they come from have paid a kickback to some idiot in the European Union, some bloated Marxist who's never had a proper job in his life, and they have taken it up with their cronies in Brussels and Strasbourg. And for my American friends, I would just like to point out, because some of you probably won't know this, but the European Union, you guys in America, you have one president and he's elected. The European Union has 5 presidents. 5 presidents. And do you know how many of them are elected? 0. They are unelected, they are unelectable, you can't get rid of them, they're just there, no one knows how they get their positions, no one's heard of them until they get their position. Getting on to the charger ban, which is something else that's coming into effect. Now, they say here that the move is in a bid to cut down on electrical waste, as new mobile phones are often still compatible with old chargers. That's true. There are now just 3 chargers used by the majority of people compared to 30 in 2009. Other electronic devices, including tablets, could also be affected. A European Commission spokesman said voluntary action taken by the industry had failed to reduce electrical waste. Okay, now, a number of things there. First of all, electrical waste. Now, that's something new to me. I haven't really heard anything about electrical waste. I would say that electrical waste makes up less than 0.1% of all the waste that the European Union has to deal with. You know, you're talking about phone chargers here. Not only that, phone chargers tend to break, so you need to get new ones as time goes on, which is why that they often sell new chargers with phones. And not only that, the chargers can get damaged, chargers can get lost. So people will need a ready supply of chargers to charge their electronic devices. If they're so interested with waste, what they really need to start tackling is plastic waste. Plastic waste is a far bigger issue than mobile phone chargers. It is just another diktat, another way to poke their nose into our lives. Regulation strangles everything. Should industries and life in general be regulated? You can make an argument against it. You can make an argument for it. Me, personally, I believe that yes, you should have regulations, but minimal regulations, and the regulations you should be logical. It shouldn't be an overreach. It shouldn't be ridiculous. For example, with the charger, the charger regulations we're talking about here, of course, the move was welcomed by German MEP Evelyn Gebhardt. I'm sorry, Evelyn, if I've mispronounced your name. She said it has been proven that the industry's voluntary commitment did nothing at all. Well, the reason why it did nothing at all is because they know that this is a non-entity. To ban chargers, you got to remember, a lot of the people who work in these industries live in the real world. They don't live in the ivory towers of Brussels like you do, people who have to try to justify their own positions every day, which is what people like you in the European Union do. You have to justify your own position, and that is exactly why you keep bringing out this ridiculous nonsense, these overreaching regulations. That is exactly what it is. It's an overreaching regulation. She said it would be ridiculous if the Commission now wanted to continue without regulation. Typical inverted, inside out, back to front, woke leftist logic there. What she's actually saying is it would be ridiculous if the Commission wanted regulation or to continue with regulation. The answer to everything with the European Union seems to be regulation. It is a large part of why they lost Britain. Of course, we had the immigration situation, but British people were in large part sick to death of what you have just seen on your screen. This ridiculous overreach by unelected officials. And the British people, I myself voted for Brexit. I cannot stand the European Union. I hope it disappears. I do not like the European Union. They have not benefited us, working class people, in any way you can think of. Okay? Not only that, the British people bled the ground of the grass of France and Germany red with our blood, not once but twice, fighting for freedom. Okay? And we aren't just going to readily give it away to people who want to tell us that we can't have new mobile phone chargers. We're not going to do that. Okay? We've had enough. That's that. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please, if you haven't yet, by all means, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, share the video, because that really helps me stay competitive. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.